Hey y'all. Once again, I'm back. I'm the currency chick, and today I'm going to show y'all the break and retest method. Um, Normally it's a fairly easy method to use with trading. So, and you can have a break and retest of trend lines. You can also have a break and retest of zones. So, let's get started. Now, of course, the market is closed, so I'm going to have to back up the chart and put it in replay mode to show you this. So let me just take it to some random point in time. And of course, I was on the monthly time frame, so now I'm gonna take it down to the 1 hour to get a better view of what's going on. Okay, so let's start here. And this is not like a complete top-down analysis or anything because technically you should, analyze your charts from the monthly, weekly, daily, all the way down to get to this point. But I'm just strictly showing you break and retest. So okay, and this strategy works on any time frame for the scalpers, the swing traders, the intraday traders also. So okay, right now I'm on the 1 hour, and as you can see, the 1 hour was going in the downtrend, right? Um, Higher, high, lower, high, lower, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high. So as you can see, it was going in a downtrend. Okay, now when we get to right here, it kind of came to this point twice and, you know, started to create support, but look like starting to create support. Let's put it like that. So I'm gonna have to play this a little bit. I'm gonna slow it down so it won't go too fast. And so right now, if you was to come to the market and you see this and it's a downtrend, we're gonna draw I don't know. I'm gonna draw a trend line to the downside. And I hate this bar in my way because it's blocking my. Let's put this over here. Trend line to the downside. I'm gonna take it from here and do it like this. Even though you could drag it from all the way, I don't want to do all that. But okay, now, and I'm also gonna draw a zone right here. So if you was to come to the market and see this as soon as the market opens, you just don't jump in a trade or anything like that. You gotta let something happen so you know what's going on. So at that point, it needs to either break this trend line to the upside or break down here. So this was a break of support, but I'm just gonna start from here and let's see what it does. Okay, so the first thing it just did was broke below the zone. Okay, so we might continue going down at this point, but I'm gonna continue to let it show me its hand. You could also draw a trend line right here, but I'm gonna continue to do this. Because as of right now, let me stretch this trend line out. As of right now, it's kind of supporting this area. This was just like a little um false breakout at that point because it came back into my support area. So let's continue. I don't like, let me extend this bar down, extend to the right. All right. Yeah, so at that point, that bar, okay, now this is what we have. We have support right here. This is my trend line that was supporting this downtrend. And this is point one, point two. So at this point, it's respecting this trend line that I got. Point three, it kind of tapped it and bounced back down. Now, if I was to go to a smaller time frame, yes, this is a break of structure to the upside. But right now, I'm just focusing on this 1 hour time frame to show you. Uh, Let me extend this trend line too. Um, Now, yes, now this is a good push to the upside. If I was to go to a smaller time frame, you will see it, and actually, you probably could get in on this play from a smaller time frame because this is a bullish candle. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. This is a bullish candle. So let me see. I'm gonna go to well, you can see on the 30 minute and even smaller time, 15 minute. So right now, as the way it look like it's respecting this area, and respecting the trend line. Then we getting a little break. So it kind of look like it's gonna break out of the zone and go up. So what you could do, what you could do to catch the early move is go down to a smaller time frame and buy this. We're in gold right now, but you can buy this trade back up to the upside. So what I'm going to do at this point is go down to a smaller time frame. It's still kind of respecting this trend line because I do this trend line on a higher time frame, but you can pick this up on a smaller time frame. So we like to enter our trades, well, people or me on a 15. You can do it on a 5 also. You can enter how you want to enter, but sometimes you get faked out. So let's go from the 1 hour to the 15. Now, like I said, as you can see, we have something called breaks of structure. This is a break. Well, it already retested that. I didn't think I was gonna have that like that, but um this is a break of structure, and as you can see, it came back already and retested that break of structure. So, which is a zone also on a smaller time frame. So you can either draw the line like I did, or you can also add a zone and add the zone right here, which is like this. And I'm gonna back it back up and show you what it actually did on a smaller time frame. Because these zones and stuff, they're everywhere. And I'm pretty sure I probably had divergence right here. Because all of this is consolidation. When you at a zone, at a supportive resistance zone and start consolidating like this, more than likely it's about to reverse for the most part. But let's see if it's divergence down there. Yeah, it started diverging. So yeah, but okay. Anyway, that's another subject. So I drew that green trend line on the 1 hour, but I went down to a lower time frame and I backed this back up to show you something. So this is a smaller time frame zone too. This is 15 minutes. You could also draw the same trend line on a smaller time frame and wait for the same thing to happen, which is a break of structure, which I probably should have started on a smaller time frame because it happened on a smaller time frame before it happens on the larger time frame. So, okay, now let's go back to playing this out. As you can see, it's still in a downtrend making Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Okay. Bam! That went so fast. But basically what it did, it broke structure to the upside. So this is a break of the trend line and a break of this zone at the same time. So it broke a break. You had a break of two things. So, and what you look for is the candlestick to break the trend line. I should have just did trend lines and then zones separately, but it's all falling into place. I might do another video after this and redo it. However, anyway. So once again, this is the break of my trend line and the break of the zone. This is the retest of the zone right here and right here. Now it could possibly come back and retest this trend line, and that would be a trend line breaker retest. This is a zone breaker retest because you don't really know where it's going to come back to. It could come and retrace anywhere. And at this point, now that we got this push to the upside, we want to start looking for buys in the market. But like I said, you don't know where it's going to retrace back to. You have like a retrace from the breaker structure of the zone, a retrace to the trend line. So now we sit on our hands and let's see what it does before you enter for the play. Let me slow it down even further so we won't miss nothing. Okay. Now, as you can see, it created a bullish candle right here. So at that point, you could get in this trade. Let me go back to the 1 hour and see what's going on. Okay, yeah, it's rejecting off of the zone. So a person could get in this trade. Uh, somewhat I like trend line and retest of the trend line, but that strong candle, it might not retest that trend line. It might just retest here and just keep on going. So what you could do is enter the trade and let me see, a long position. Let me take it from the 15. Enter the trade after this candle and you base your take profit points off of the higher time frames. So you could take it back up to here, which that's a lot for gold. That is a lot for gold. Or you could take it, to this point. But we're gonna ride that wick back up and see what happens. Now, mind you, I don't know what's gonna happen, even though I backed it up in time, because I backed it up to a point that I don't know nothing about. But let's see what happens. Uh, I might have to speed it up because man, it's going too slow. I ain't got all day. So let me speed it back up. Let's see what happens. It almost made it, y'all. All right. Come on now, give that little push. There you go. Boom. So as you can see, it went right back up and tested that point right there. So that's basically a zone. That's more of a zone break and retest. It never came back to my trend line. So I'm gonna try it again because you do have trend line breaks and retests also. But that was a beautiful example to be honest with you. And like I said, that's a lot of pips from gold, a gold play. So let's try it again and see what happens. Find another random spot. So I'm gonna let it run and put it back on 1 hour. Um okay, hold up, hold up. So it moved too fast, but let me extend this down a bit. Now, do y'all see exactly what happened? Now, I'm gonna back this back up again because I went back down I went to the 1 hour, let it run, but it was on 10 times, so it ran so fast. But what I'm gonna do is back this back up and show y'all exactly what happened. So this was the first play it played out. And then when it played out, it came back down, right? So let me back this up in slow motion and then back this up and show y'all what this thing did. Because the market be doing stuff like this. Mind you, I drew this trend line on my 1 hour. This was the retest of the 1 hour. I didn't even see that. So it broke the trend line and retested the trend line and went up. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna get off of that. We're gonna leave that alone. We're gonna leave that alone. So what this did was came back and retested this 15-minute trend line in the future, which was crazy. So um let me see something. Oh, it's going too slow. Oh, I hit on 5.5. Come on now. Shoot. I keep okay, so okay. So it came and retested this zone, retested this back. So it created another downtrend on a smaller time frame. So basically reversed for a second. And then once it did that, so this is another it recreated the downtrend again. So this could have faked somebody out. That was like a small trade. It's a lot of pips because it's gold. But then, once it hit your TP, get out and just let the market finish doing what it's doing. It came all the way back down. And this probably was another let me see, 4 hour. Okay. So the rest of this downtrend was playing out on a higher time frame. That's what it was doing. That's so you actually have to keep in mind the higher time frame holds more weight. So when I showed you this example, I went down to like the 15-minute and yeah, that was like a quick scalp, but the higher time frame holds more weight. So once I go to this higher time frame, you see all this right here? All let me delete this because that played out. But all of this, all of that is resistance on a higher time frame. So if you would have stayed in that trade and you for a buy at that point, you probably would have got bust upside the head. So what it did was came back down here and wicked up again. So I probably could adjust this. Let me see. Let me delete this and redraw it. Adjust this trend line. But the move always the right now we dealing with it's about to reverse and go to the upside. But that move is going to happen on a smaller time frame. That's you enter on a smaller time frame to catch the move early. So like right now, I'm looking at a 4 hour chart. If I go down to the smaller time frame, this candle, you probably gonna see a lot of up already, up to that side already. See, like all of that. This is a 5 minute. You see all of that? That's a 5 minute. This is a 15 minute. You so like I said, you do that for your interest. You see this? It broke this. It broke to the upside right here. That's look good. That's telling you, oh, we're gonna enter this. We're gonna enter this. So let me go back. Um, like I told you, it went back. Then it probably got divergence too. That's a sign letting you know the market about to reverse. So we gonna try this again. I'm gonna try this again. And we kind of saw what happened this time. But yeah, this is whew, that's a lot. But at this point, I think, and this is like a long position too. So what you do is have your stop loss below the zone and you target. And now, let me take it off this 4 hour time frame. Let me see. Let me see. It's still kind of, but we're gonna go for it. This is a lot. This is a lot, even from, well, it already jumped up. Nope. I'm gonna take it off and wait till it, see if it break on the 1 hour, then come back and retest that green line. But it has to break here at this point. It has to break here. It has to break here and then come back and retest. So let's see what it does. So it already retested this, but I wanted to retest this green trend line. Let's see. That's not a good enough break because it need to break structure. There we go. See that? It broke structure. It broke this 1 hour structure. Now come on back and retest. That's what we need you to do. And it's not to say it don't have to always do that. It could continue to, because it can retest this, which is another zone, and keep going. And that's what it looked like it's about to do. Um, so let me see. Let me go down to 15 minutes. Oh, oh. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. It's respecting that zone. Come on back. It's respecting that zone, y'all. So at that point, and see your zones, when you draw your zones, they're not gonna be like perfect. You might as well forget about that. So try to get it as close as possible as you can. But like this was respecting this kind of faked out and then went back up. So at that point, and this blue candle right here is a beautiful bullish candle. So at that point, you probably could get in this trade for that buy from this zone right here. And I will ride it back up to here because now mind you, like I said, I'm in replay mode. Because the market is closed and the thing is moving so fast, but I will ride it back up to there because that's the last point. And your stop loss will be below the zone. Um, let's see if the 30-minute order. Well, that ain't bad. All right, let's see. So, oh my God, what's all that? Please move the room away control. There we go. So, okay, so basically, it didn't want to retest the trend line. Apparently, I gotta do some stuff with my computer, so I'm gonna come back and make another video later. And I think next time I'm gonna just separate the two because I got zones and trend lines and it's too much going on. But that was just a little short example. Um, I'll do another one and try to clean this up because it's kind of all over the place.